All right, we are live on air. Hello and welcome to Paranormal Psychic Show or Network Radio. I don't know what to call it anymore. PPN, PPR. Hello and welcome. Today we got Miss Christina with us, our co-host here on Paranormal Psychic Radio show. Say hello, Miss Christina.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Here. I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm warm. It's hot here.
No, it's cold here. I'm in Montana, and you're in.
Florida.
So we got the better of two worlds. And then our special guest, who I'm very excited about, is from North Carolina, South Carolina.
North.
They're all alike. They're all alike. Anyway. So we got the better of every world right here tonight.
No doubt. We've got it covered from east, west, south. We are good to go. And so, yeah, that's thank you for mentioning that. That's Miss Belle right there. She's our guest today. So everyone welcome Miss Belle. Hello. Yay. We don't have any applause, so we have to do the applause too.
I did it for her.
Say hello, Miss Belle.
Hi. I'm cursing Facebook under my breath. You know, it's like you're trying to click like on something, and the page moves when you hit the mouse, and then you click on the person above you or the person below you.
Yes, yeah, I hate that.
Heck?
I didn't do that. Why does it do that?
Still, let me do my business here.
I know. Oh my goodness, that's Facebook for you, though. It's either too slow, too fast, or too much.
Or it jumps around because it's still busy loading stuff that you could care less about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Got to pay the bills. They're all their ads. And
all their ads. Yes, I know.
Are you done now?
Aren't we so tired of that? Aren't we just like tired of that? They got to pay their bills. I mean, I guess we all have to pay our bills, but oh my goodness. It's like so much. I mean, it's like every other ad is not from your friends. It's an ad, a sponsored ad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
All right, so closing out Facebook. Done. All right, now I can pay attention. Hi, everyone.
That's so funny. You know, a lot of people don't know who Miss Belle is. A lot of people do. You are internationally recognized as a psychic medium, a spiritual counselor. You're also a reverend. You're also a teacher. There's just so much we can actually add to your repertoire. And for those of us that know you, love you. But yeah, why don't you tell people, I'm always fascinated by how people get into this crazy psychic world because it's crazy. Who would want to? Who would willingly say, I'm going to go do that?
That's something we would have ordinarily chosen as a life path, right?
Right. No, I wanted to be a lawyer. Okay.
I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to write. I was
you do?
Well, I know, right? Originally, my aspirations as a young child was I wanted to be a singer, and because I was so tall, I'm 5'11", I fell into modeling and fell in love with that.
Oh, wow, what
I did a lot of hand modeling. I don't know if I can get my hands to show here, but I did a lot of hand modeling. Let me go back.
Right.
And I did a lot of modeling of jewelry and stuff like that because I have these like Mondo long fingers. Does that show it? Something like that. Now imagine these are young and youthful hands. These are not 60-year-old hands. But
I understand.
I did a lot of necklaces, jewelry and whatnot, and clothing, of course. And then I had become so angry with my father at the time because I graduated high school when I was 16, and I received a acceptance letter from the Wilhelmina Modeling Agency out of Wilhelmina, California, and I was on my way, and my dad refused to let me go because I was not 18.
Darn the dad!
I know, right? Just go
figure. I have the same kind of story, but we're not talking about me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was heartbroken, and so then we had a band in high school, and so I was a lead female singer, and we wrote a lot of our own music and stuff, and so that was fun. And this was during the time when I was trying to close the door to all of the psychic senses, because it's something I've had since I was a kid, and I think I realized when I was about 5 or so that there was something about me that wasn't the same with my siblings. I would see things they couldn't see, or I would know things that there was just no way that I could have, known that information. And at the time, I was able to also see deaths, and that was not a favorite thing of mine either. Because I would get these
Right.
strange reactions from my family when I would say that person's going to die, and then within
Yes.
2 days they did. And it wasn't elderly people; it was just anybody that I saw.
Right.
And
Isn't that
so
crazy?
it was
I
weird.
I feel you. I
Yeah,
was there. I liked it though, because as I got older, I kind of liked it and fell into it because I was able to use that
yeah.
to actually take time.
Well, I
Uh,
learned basically to ask my guides not to show me death. So to this day, I do not see deaths, or they don't allow me to see deaths or show it to me or what have you, or I don't recognize it.
right.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sound like a child. As I always refer to my life as like the little boy in the Sixth Sense. It's like you were there with me. You were
The
really
short
there.
story about the little boy in The Sixth Sense. His real name is Mikey Jones in real
Hmm.
life, and it was about an actual boy, and he was one of my students.
Really?
Absolutely. Right on, pups. Right on. His his mother,
Feeling it.
Denise Jones, and his name was Mike, and I called him Mikey. And so I worked with him with helping him to understand what it was he was seeing. And of course, the movie was made for TV, and or it was made for movies, and so um, that's really not so. And how he saw the psychiatrist, and he was actually a dead psychiatrist. I mean, that didn't happen in real life, so that part was made for TV. But
Oh,
Mikey
really?
was, yeah, he was attacked by evil spirits and stuff, what he deemed as evil spirits. And I was able to help him recognize that it wasn't so much that they were evil spirits as it was that he wasn't getting a clear connection of the spirits that he was seeing.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, wow. So he was just like, seeing blurs and just feeling things
Well,
and.
they were distorted faces, and he thought they were aliens that
Hmm.
were coming after him. When truly they weren't aliens. They were just. It's almost like in the old days, back before cable, we had an antenna, and if a storm rolled in, the antenna it would break the signal that the antenna was getting, and therefore it would give it wavy lines, or the image would go squirry and whatnot. And that's what was happening with his perception. And as a child, what do you think of it? When you're seeing spirit, but they're distorted faces and such. To him they were monsters or aliens.
Right. That's so interesting.
Hmm.
Very, very interesting that you knew that little boy.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely.
time you and I talk, it's like we have these,
Similar
common,
concept. That's why
Parallel.
you
we
know,
met. That's why we're friends, because we
commonality. Just oh my God. I mean,
share the same.
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a real boy. He was, an actual
Wow.
person, and he actually is the one who coined the phrase "I see dead people" when
Oh
he
wow.
was trying to explain to a talk show host that was interviewing him, what exactly it was that he did. And of course, back then, we didn't have the term "I'm a medium,"
Right.
or he didn't understand it by then. But all he knew was that he saw dead people.
Wow.
Hmm.
Right.
And also, in real life, Mikey did not see dead people in how they were uh, became dead. In other words, in the movie, they were bloody and bludgeoned, and he
Hmm.
didn't see it like that.
Oh wow. I
Again,
did.
that part was made. Yeah, same here. Especially when I'm working with murder cases,
Oh yeah.
or missing person cases, and I do see that information. So yeah,
Mhm. Mhm. That's incredible. That's the other thing. We both, work with police departments and
yeah. Hmm.
helped.
So yeah,
Still,
I
so
went through a period in my youth, my young adult years or teenage years and young adult years where I wanted it to stop. I did not want um, I wanted to be normal. I remember saying that, I want to be normal. And then in my early 20s, I just kind of resolved with, I'm supposed to do this. I can't get away from it.
right. And so in your early 20s. Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
That's
Is
okay.
when I started doing it professionally, where I would read for people. outside of the real job or when I was in school, I read for a lot of my students and stuff, so, or not students,
Hmm.
but classmates and whatnot. So that's
Right.
when I really started doing the readings and such.
Right. Wow. So we don't even need to talk about what year that may have been, because that was like you're a pioneer, really,
I
in paving the way, if you will.
know I've been
Hmm.
doing this professionally for 42 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's,
That's
it's
that's a lot of people, that have come in through your, across your path.
yeah.
And really, you really help a lot of people that, people don't even understand until later, that they don't even understand the full ramifications of what an experience like that is. I
Yeah,
mean, it's life changing for a lot of people.
and it happens all the time. It's like, um, and I like to teach people how to quote unquote turn it on and turn it off, but you
Hmm.
never really turn it off, but you can um, lower that energy, and that's what I teach you how to do, so that you can still function and live your own life.
Right, because we got a life
Yeah,
to live too. That's what.
yeah, we've got
Yeah.
lessons here to grow through, the same as everybody else.
Right, definitely, and we don't have time to always be taking calls and knockings and.
I had this guy one time, I'll swear. It was after I moved here to North Carolina from New York, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the phone rang. And what do we think immediately when the phone rings in the middle of the night? Something's happened.
Something's
Yeah,
wrong.
something's wrong.
Hmm.
So I jumped out of bed and I answered the phone, and this guy says, yeah, ma'am, I got a question I'd like to ask you. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, me and my girlfriend. And I said, hold up, dude. I said, I said, do you know what time it is for me? No, ma'am. I said, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was asleep when you called me. Aren't you
Wow.
open 24 hours a day? And I said, no, baby,
No.
honey, I do have to sleep. I do need my rest. So please, I would love for you to call me back tomorrow. I would love to answer your questions, sweetheart. But, right now I would not do you justice to
Mm.
charge you for a
Oh
reading.
no. No, I did that one night. I was on Keen and I fell asleep and 3:30 in the morning I got a call and poof, I was on. I
Yeah.
started reading. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to turn myself off before I fell asleep.
Well, see, and that wasn't a phone line. That was just my personal,
How do you get your
phone from my,
number?
because my office
Oh,
phone is my
right.
my website, and
Right.
so he just figured I was part of that phone group, and he called the Bell hotline and
Yeah.
wanted to get a reading.
Wow. The Bell hotline. I think we need to arrange that. That's what we're gonna call it too, the Bell Hotline. All
Bell
right,
hotline.
so I mean, because you've gone through college, you've been married, you've got children. I mean, you went through the whole gamut, of what we would call regular folk.
Yeah, real
Um,
life.
yeah, real life,
Yeah,
and didn't let it, because that's one thing that we have to balance out. I tell everyone, being a psychic is not just about doing readings and helping,
yeah.
in
We
whatever capacity. We're here to live also.
we live too,
Um,
exactly.
So that's what I like about your other philosophy, because you're not like someone who just wants you to keep coming back to me. It's like you want to empower people, and
Absolutely. And
because
that's
they
why
take
I
that.
teach. I teach people
Hmm.
because I want them to to learn for themselves how to connect with their own spirit guides, because if your life is put on my shoulders, that's an awful lot of a burden to bear. And
Isn't
in
it?
as much as I would love to take the money because I could live quite well,
Right?
um, it's more important
Mm-mm.
to me to teach you how to do this yourself, because it's within your power to do the same thing. I'm nothing special. What I do is just, nothing special, honestly, because everyone has that capability.
Hmm.
Exactly.
I agree.
You got any questions for Miss Belle, Christina?
Oh, I want to talk a little bit about our magazine, or can we go there?
Yeah. Go right
Sure,
ahead.
sure.
So from what I can remember, because Belle is a dear friend of mine, you have a master's or a PhD in journalism, correct?
No, I have a PhD in metaphysics,
Metaphysics,
and
and you.
just
And
a
you
little
dabbled in
associate
journalism.
degree in journalism. I
Yeah.
didn't take it too far because I became more interested in psychology through the journalism class. So
Hmm.
my minor was my major was journalism, my minor was psychology, and that
Okay.
introduced me to the world of metaphysics. And that's when
Awesome.
I started furthering my studies in that direction as well.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm.
And you have a school and you have a magazine. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Well, just online classes that I
Yeah.
offer. I used to have the actual building in northern New York called the Whispering Willow
Mhm.
Spiritual Learning Center,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we closed that down when we moved here to North Carolina to help with my father, who was ailing at the
Yeah.
time.
That was an amazing I actually got a tour, a virtual tour of your home and your school there, and your
Yeah.
school was a brick and mortar, and it was just spectacular, the view and the beauty of it. So
Oh, thank you
that
so much.
was, I know that was hard to leave, wasn't it?
It was terrible. And what's amazing is that we made the decision. Mom called us in January that she needed help. We left in February. Within that month's time that my mom called us and we made the choice to get ready to move, our home sold. It was a 7-bedroom house, and so we used that as the center. The front part was the meeting place, the back was our living quarters. And when people would travel to come and see us, we always had a room at the inn, for them to stay.
Yeah, that was really nice. It was beautiful. Very, very kind of a country Victorian look to it. It was just
Yeah.
amazing.
That's my taste. It's very country Victorian.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was just, oh,
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't know
wanted
if
to
you
go there
can
and curl
see
up.
my chair back here. Let me move my chair a little bit, and you can see the chair that my clients sit on. Beautiful
Yes, I
settee.
love that. Yeah, I see that. It's very
Oh,
Victorian. Now, you
yeah.
had some curtains. You had some curtains. Now, what was the story? I just have to share with everybody real quick. The
Yeah, those
curtains that
those
were.
curtains are actually in my bedroom now. But when we were doing the interior design of the center, beautiful lady Terry came with Lenny. Both of them were interior designers, and they came to help me do the decorating of the shop. And Terry comes to me and she says, "Belle, do you have drapes yet for your center?" And I was like, "Not yet." And she goes, "Good, I've got some for you." And I'm like, "Okay." And I said, "Where'd you get them?" And she said, "Well, do you remember the movie or the show The Waltons?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And she says, "Remember the two sisters that made their special medicine?" And I can't
The
remember their name.
recipe.
Yeah, the special recipe. And well, they actually lived in Norfolk, New York.
Uh-huh.
And they had a beautiful mansion there.
The
And of course,
Baldwin sisters.
the
Uh-huh.
Baldwin sisters, absolutely. And they had, of course, both passed away. And so someone had just bought that home and they thought the curtains were hideous and did not want them.
Oh,
And so they gave them to her, which she in turn gave them to me to
Wow.
hang in my home, and they are now in my bedroom. But they're just this beautiful olive green. I mean, they're just a country Victorian, very heavy drape. They have to be dry cleaned, but they're very
they're
heavy drape.
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
They
And
really
so,
were. They stuck out. I mean, I was like floored. So
yeah,
beautiful.
and free. They were given to me, and they have all this history, the Baldwin sisters.
Isn't that something? And you know those were made for them.
Hmm.
You didn't go to Walmart and buy those.
No, no. They got
No.
the little fringe hanging on them,
Right?
Like my
very
curtains.
Victorian foo-foo curtains.
Yeah. They were absolutely amazing. So now I want to talk a little bit, if we can, about your magazine. Now,
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of being on the cover of your magazine in August 2014, and I was very honored. But Belle Esprit magazine is it's just an absolutely beautiful format online magazine that Belle works very hard at. I know she does. She is the CEO and master of all on the magazine. But your articles and your stories, and it's not all metaphysics either. There's also some very interesting life stories in there and health stories. And so, if anybody, before I let her talk a little bit about her magazine, everybody, it is Bella, Bellesprit, Bella, Sprit. Guys, check it out. It's an online magazine, and it is absolutely an amazing, beautiful
Let's see.
formatted magazine. She has this month. She has a beautiful cover, Christmas cover. And who was the cover girl on it this
Uh,
month?
Jolynn Valerie.
Say that again.
Jolynn Valerie.
Absolutely smashing. It was the most perfect Christmas cover. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, it was an
Uh,
amazing picture.
it
Um,
was. Kudos to you for that.
Thank
And thank
you.
you, Belle, for putting that in the chat room
Yeah,
for the ones that are
yeah.
in there. But check it out, guys. And Belle, you wanted to talk a little bit about your magazine, how it was born, and what it entails, if you can?
Yeah, sure. Well, Belle is French for beautiful spirit. And my whole concept behind wanting to create my magazine was simply to showcase the regular folks. Because, a lot of your magazines focus on who? Celebrities or famous people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it kind of made me feel like, why don't people feature me? Because I do wonderful things. I'm very selfless
Yep.
accordingly. And so I think I want to do a magazine that would focus on the regular folks who do wonderful things in their community and for the world, who also deserve to have their horn blown. And so that's why we created Belle Esprit. And how we came across the name, because my name is Belle, but I didn't want the magazine to be any part of ego on my part. And so when Spirit was coming up with the name for the magazine, I kept hearing Bella, and I was like, nope, 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 I do not want my name in it. And so Spirit, I could just see it now. Spirit would go, because I wouldn't listen. I kept cutting them off.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, once again, about a month later, Spirit gave it to me again, and it was Bella, and I would shut it off. I kept saying, I don't want my name in it. And so finally they had to humble me and said, well, it's nothing about you to begin with if you would just listen. And I'm like,
Uh,
all right, then give it to me. What is it? And then they said, Bel Esprit, with this beautiful French accent, Bel Esprit, which is beautiful spirit. And I'm like, oh, how perfect is that? So that's how it
it
became
sure is.
Bel Esprit, which has nothing to do with Belle. So, it was just to acknowledge and recognize the beautiful folks that are doing wonderful things either in their community or on the web, throughout the world. We want to acknowledge those people.
That's what's so beautiful about it. And it's such a humble magazine and beautifully formatted and some great articles. And I look at it every month. I
Oh,
look
thank
forward to it
you.
coming out. And when you're 2 days late, I'm panicking.
I, you know, I am too, in fact. And yeah, I just had, if I talk funny, I apologize. I just had surgery, actually 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah,
They had to
doing
do
good.
work on my jaw and repairing some damage to my bottom teeth from, I had a lovely ex-husband who was a bit abusive. And so it was repair that needed to be done, for a number of years. And I finally decided that if there's no planning for that sort of thing. I always kept saying, I'm too busy. I can't, I don't have time.
Hmm.
I'm too busy. Well, then you got to stop being too busy and take care of you. And so, I had this surgery done, and I have another surgery coming up. I think it's in February, which will be the finishing product. And
Yay.
so I'm just, uh, panicking whenever I couldn't get it out before the 5th, because I was on some pretty good drugs. I was loving life.
Well, you're doing really good. You sound great. You look good.
Thank
So for
you.
3 weeks, wow,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
as I was telling Solana, my lips are a bit numb. They feel like those African tribe where the women put these plates in their lips.
Yeah,
I feel like my
big old
lips are,
saucers.
way out here.
Yeah,
Or I talk with the rubber lips. No, no,
I
who is
used
the
to.
guy on Fat Albert? The one.
Yeah,
That's how I feel like I talk.
I've been
Thank you.
there.
Thank you, Serena, for that. Serena said she wished me the best on healing and upcoming surgery. Thank you so much
Aw,
for that.
Serena, that was
Well,
sweet.
it's funny
Yeah,
because you think that, it's a piece of cake. I'll be in and out, boom, I'll be good to go. It kicks your butt the older you
yeah,
get,
it
because
does
proudly I'm 61 years old, and it takes your body a little bit of time to, you
to
know,
heal.
rustle back up. Well, the healing
I'm,
was great. It was my energy that was like pop.
yeah, I hear you, girl. I don't get up so well anymore and brush myself off like I used to. So I get you.
Yeah, yeah. You
Mhm.
know, But
But
so it was fun, and but you're right. I panic if I don't have it out on time because I feel like I'm letting people down.
well,
You
you're
know,
not, but
and hubby always says to me, "What are they going to do? Fire you?"
exactly. What
Well,
are they gonna do? We just chopped the bit.
yeah.
But
So so that was fun, and um, we're on 3 years. January will actually be the beginning of our fourth year, and we get
wow,
roughly 87 or 89,000 hits a month.
you're up there.
Oh
You're
yeah.
with the big dogs now.
I don't know about that. When the paycheck starts coming in, that's when I can say I'm with the big dogs.
Absolutely. You do a lot of this on your own time and your own
Mhm.
energy and
It
your
takes me
own
about
money.
2 weeks to put the magazine layout together. Everybody starts sending me their articles early part of the
Mhm.
month, and then it takes me about 2 weeks to do the layout and the perfectionism of it and such, and getting it. And then I have a
Yeah.
couple other girls. Rebecca Nagy helps me with editing, and Janae
Mhm.
Trowerman is wonderful with helping me on the website. Mandy Peterson is
Yeah,
our
Mandy.
website creator,
Mhm.
and she also does our covers, our front covers for us.
Mhm.
Gary Loper, who does the tweets for us, and so we have a wonderful team of people that help to make Bella Spree possible. And so,
Yeah.
it's
You
a
really
team.
do. And you have some great writers. I know you just recently picked up Steve Farmer,
Yes, yes.
Stephen
And
Farmer.
I have to remind him. He sent me an email and he goes, "When's your deadline again? Let me know. Just knock on my door and let me know when you want something from me." So
he's
yeah, he's an
he's an amazing animal
contributor.
intuitive.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
well known in the community. He's a great writer, and you have the one that writes Gaia. I love her stories.
Lisa Shalosky.
Lisa Shalosky,
Uh-huh.
beautiful articles with her. So you
Yeah.
do have a great team, a great writing team, some good articles. I've actually wrote a couple of articles for your
Hmm.
magazine, and I was an honor to do that. But
And we have
and that's another thing that's great about your
horoscopes.
magazine. You're so open to let people like us that are just novices,
Hmm.
you come in and say, write us a story. So I'll write something and I'll give it to you, and me and you'll sit there and you'll edit it for me because I can't edit. I have no clue how mine's horrible. You know how bad mine is. But you know what? You go through it and it's beautiful. It's beautifully written, and you format it
My
and you put it
job
in there.
is to make you look good or to help you look
Well, you made me
good.
look
Yeah,
good.
doing my job.
But I was honored to be able to write for your magazine. So then that's the thing. Solana could write for your magazine, or Chris. I mean,
Mhm.
you're willing to take any novice, and if it's a good article, or you think is somewhat interesting or whatever, you're going to put it in your magazine. How cool is that?
Well, you know what? Because I look at it like this. We all started somewhere. We all had to have a beginning, and it took someone to give us a chance
Mhm.
in order to blossom. And that's, I'm happy to be that.
Mhm.
For
I love that.
whether it's my psychics on Bella's Free Diamond Psychics and Healers, or
Mhm.
whether it's someone who wants to be a contributor with the magazine.
Mhm.
We all
It's
deserve a
beautiful.
start. Yeah.
Mhm. So thank you for that and the time that you take to put the magazine out. I know I appreciate it, and I know thousands of other people that are reading it appreciate you as well. You are appreciated, that's for sure.
Thank you so much for
So,
that.
Solana, what do you think?
Most definitely. Oh,
Hmm.
I'm muted. Okay, most definitely. I love it.
Look at that wall, Christina. Holy moly.
I know, it's fantastic.
All kinds of inspiration coming off of that wall at me.
My wall, yeah, that's my wall of inspiration. Actually,
No,
each thing on that wall actually means something to me. So,
it's beautiful.
thank you. It's a little jumbled, but that's my heart wall, so it's
No,
okay.
no, it doesn't come off as being jumbled at all.
Thank you. Thank you. Solana was here in person. She saw it, and she saw me add a few things to it.
Hmm.
And actually, the dream catcher that's right behind my
Uh-huh.
shoulder here, I bought that in honor of Solana while she was here. So
Oh,
now that it's hanging there, I think of her when I look at it. So each thing has a meaning.
Oh.
awesome. So awesome.
I love you.
But, but
Aw.
people have to quit coming because my walls, I don't have no more room.
Get a bigger wall.
I was gonna say, we'll move the tapestry over a little.
I have to move this over a little, yeah. Anyway.
It's fascinating stuff, though. I tell you, I love all the stuff, all the crosses and everything. I
Yeah.
still need to get busy and make them. I've just been Guys, you know how it is. I get home and I get crazy busy. Um, but anyway, all right. Well, I am just so impressed. We could go on and on talking about what Miss Belle does for everybody. But you guys can go find her at Belle Salisbury.com. And we'll put that in the chat room also. And you have everything that you do. You can find through that site right there if you can't remember the other sites. And
Yeah, we're actually, Mandy and I are actually reworking my personal website. And as soon as I get my butt in gear and give her the rest of the information, then she can complete the website and get it launched.
oh wow,
Yeah, new and
nice updating.
improved. New and improved, yeah.
Oh, that's always good to do. I like to
Oh,
change it up.
yeah.
Got to change the energy up because some stuff
Yeah.
attracts people that. Anyway, um,
Well, you know what? If it's the same old, day in and day out, it gets
yeah,
a little boring.
it does, and I have
It
to go
really,
look at it every
yeah,
day to update it because if you don't update, then you get lost in the Google
Yeah.
searches.
yeah,
So I want to be able. I want to be happy looking at it too.
absolutely.
So I like to change it up. That's a good thing.
Hmm.
Now I did advertise through the promotionals that we're going to be doing readings, and it'll be the first time that we're doing readings on our show, right? I mean, we were trying
Hmm.
to,
Yeah.
just get ourselves out there, and it's a new way we're going to do it. So for those of you listening in the archives, if you want to come into the live show for a reading, you have to join us on Google Hangouts. So you want to go join us over on Facebook at Paranormal Psychic Network. It's a group over there that we list all of our shows and our links to get in. And then also, I know that we also share those on our personal pages and all of our other groups we've got going on on Facebook. I got so
Hmm.
many now. My favorites is just all filled up. And I don't even get into them anymore. It's like, oh, I can't go there. Oh, no, there's more. But anyway, so many groups, but you want to come over there so that you can get the links to come in and join us live. And when we do readings, a reading show, we'll let everyone know in advance that we also do them according to the way they come into the chat room. So first come, first serve. I write down the names as they start coming into the chat room, and then we'll just start going, calling from there, making sure, of course, that everybody does want a reading that's in the chat room. Who doesn't? I mean, if we're gonna, be called upon. So anyway, everybody wants to hear something, right? Um,
Absolutely.
all right. Well, Chris Hunter, who always gets the gold star for showing up on time and earlier.
She's so good. We love our Chris.
I know, right? And then Rebecca. Rebecca, I'm surprised wasn't earlier because she's normally in here too.
Yeah,
Um,
Rebecca.
as soon as it's open. But anyway, so Chris is first, though, Miss Chris Hunter. And then, of course, Serena, Cheryl, Rebecca, and Patty. Hi, Patty, if she wanted a reading also. So, either of you fine ladies, we're going to go ahead and. Oh, no, she got kicked out. Rebooted.
That.
Oh, that's why you didn't get
Hmm.
in here quicker.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we're gonna go with Miss Chris first then. So, Miss Belle and Christina. We'll Miss Belle go first since she's our guest. Um, and we'll see what we can get. And of course, we always start off with
Where is?
yeah.
Oh, there she is. I lost Chris for a minute. There she is. Okay.
Oh, okay. We start off with the intention of bringing forth whatever spirit would have you here, with no expectations on what that might be. And of course, always protection, a bubble of protection. So, go ahead, ladies. Anything you get from Miss Chris Hunter?
Well, Chris, did you have any question that you wanted to focus on? Because, sometimes we come in and we want to know something, and so we don't waste your time. We can either jump right into your question. A general reading is kind of hard to do on the spot, without being able to see and have that interaction with energy. So, was there a question specifically that you wanted to focus on, honey?
Uh, I was gonna say, you can come on air too if you want to, Miss Chris.
Talk to me, baby.
Come on, turn that mic on. Don't be shy. Really? Now you're gonna be shy?
I know.
There she is.
um, she's here. She's in the
Since
room.
Rebecca said she had left, so I don't know
Ah,
if
oh well, her
she
pretty
walked away.
face is sitting right there.
Yeah, she's back. She said she'd come in and had to reboot.
Yeah, that was
So she's
Rebecca.
back, yeah. So, Chris, any question then, baby, that you had that you wanted to focus on?
Hmm.
Maybe we'll have to go with Rebecca and come back to Chris because I don't think Chris is available.
Well, the next one would be Serena.
Or Serena. Okay.
Yeah, no response from Chris. We'll have to come back to her. She might have walked away. Oh yeah, she does. It says be right back. Hello. Oh, Rebecca was right. She had left, yes, and she's not back yet.
I
All
got
right. So Serena. Serena's up.
uh,
Serena, do you have a question for Miss Belle or any concern
the
for me?
panel.
Or just,
Hi there, can you hear me?
We can.
yes.
Hi.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if I'm going to be cut out or not. I don't really have a question. I wasn't really prepared to ask a question, but seeing as though you've just asked, maybe I'd like to know more about my business, my side business.
Okay. Because this is a personal business for you, right? This is it's like you have a real job and then you have the fun job, which is your side business, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Um, uh, March significantly comes up very strong for you, Serena, in regards to the fun job, your side job. And so I don't know what type of work is this that you're doing? Similar to what we're doing?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
What is your side job? What is your love job?
Reiki,
Okay. Yeah, because it felt like it was along the same path as what we're doing.
yes.
Is working with individuals, and but something significant shifts or changes for you in March that seems to launch this business forward for you. And I don't know that I want to call it a partnership as much as I feel as though you either um, something about coming into a bigger circle of people or connection within a bigger circle, okay, which to me feels like it really launches your business um, well ahead for you to the point that I see you really starting to make the kind of money that your mind has imagined for you to be making. And it really isn't so much with you, Selena, or Serena, excuse me, it's not so much about how much money I can rake in doing this, which I love that about you, but it's how many people can I be helping? And that seems to be your focus. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, certainly it's not about the money. It's more about um, wanting to have a purpose.
Right, right.
You
And it's
know,
being there for the people. How many people can I help and guide and lead? And but something really significant in March that I feel puts you in a whole different circle of people or interaction, a whole different circle or a whole different group of people. Um, I'm just not seeing who and how, but it sort of launches your business and puts you in a larger um, circumference or a larger area of reach where you are fulfilling that dream a whole lot more than what you're seeing right now.
oh, good. I
And
look forward to that.
has this been 2 years that you've been working on this, or what would 2 years be connected to with that?
Oh, probably 2 years, maybe working on trying to get it off the
Okay.
ground. Happened yet?
Yeah, because they're showing me the 2 years, and to me, I felt like it was connected to your business, and but as we get you into 2016, moving into March especially, that's the launch that you've been waiting for. Okay, so I really want to see you um, opening yourself up to a new circle of people. And now, is this something that you're doing at home?
Sort of. I haven't really started yet.
What are you waiting
I'm
for?
not really sure what I'm doing. So,
Here's what I'd like to see you do is to maybe connect with some spas or even some salon spa, businesses, because especially now, these spas and these salons are looking for people that can provide the massage, the Reiki, the more metaphysical connection. I used to, when I was in New York, um, I started out with working in a spa, a spa and a salon, and they worked out package deals which included my services as a reader, because I did not do the Reiki, but I was a reader and a medium. And so they would buy a package that included a 15-minute reading with Belle. And it became so popular, that I felt like I worked out of her business and not my business across the street. So
Wow.
consider connecting with people who have hair salons or people who have the spas and whatnot, and maybe create a brochure of what your services would be in a price range, but also be, what's the word, bendable as to, if they want to create a package deal, allow yourself to be, you know, um, I can't think. You know how you get up in that space. You don't. The English language seems to like disappear sometime.
Hmm.
And I can't think of the word that I want to say, but be um, come on, spirit. You know
Flexible?
English. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Be flexible in your pricing. And sometimes you mark yourself low so that you can build up the clientele, build up your business, and then start pricing yourself accordingly. But don't give it away.
Okay. That's good information. Thank you.
So yeah. How about you, Christina and Solana?
I gotta say real quick, when I was just closing my eyes here, connecting with you, I just kept seeing the wings of a dove. Are you implementing that into any? I mean, even just that song on the wings of the pure white dove. Pure, you know that song?
Hmm.
No.
On the wings of a pure white dove. Remember that?
That's it. Look it up. But anyway,
Now
follow
you
the
know why I
dove.
didn't fulfill my singing career, right? No, I'm just kidding. This is after 40 years of smoking, so it killed my voice. All right.
Don't worry about it. You sounded great. But yeah, follow the doves, okay? And make that be your synchronicity.
Or you know what comes to me about the doves too? Touched by an Angel. The ending of their show has always got the dove
Oh
flying
yes.
off into the.
I like that.
I saw them flying. The wings of a dove. It's like, oh, they're flying.
Angel
They're
wings
flying.
or angels, you know what I mean? Angel presence.
Oh, very nice.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll
Follow them.
incorporate that. Hmm.
Incorporate, watch the synchronicities that will happen around you. And you're going to see dove symbols. It's going to be related to doves. That each decision and choice that you should make that'll take you to that path.
Hmm.
The doves are going to be very significant. So pay attention.
Oh, okay, great.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Hmm.
And stop being so afraid of launching your business.
Right? Just do
Oh,
it.
I think it's the fear of rejection.
Yeah, and Spirit just said stop being afraid.
Yeah.
It's let your light shine and put yourself out there. People are ready for you, Serena. They really
Well, I
are
have
ready
been,
for
but
you.
people aren't coming.
That's okay. That's okay, but you got to let them know you're here.
Right.
Marketing, networking. I mean, oh my God, I've been doing it for 22 years. I can't tell you. Going to fairs, going to psychic fairs, going into bookstores, and just letting them know you're there. And
Writing an article for a
all of that
very
stuff.
good magazine.
There you go. Get yourself out there. You have to network. You have to network. You have to network,
Yeah.
and you have to network. We all can't afford to hire a promoter, so you have to network
Hmm.
until you can get that promoter.
Yeah, friend me on Facebook, Serena, if you haven't already, and let's make something happen for you. Use the magazine. You know, the goal,
Wow, that would be
long term.
great. I know I love your magazine too. I've
Thank
been
you.
always a long time reader of it, but I do like writing if you need someone to write.
I do indeed.
Hmm. There you go.
Always, always submit your articles to me. Just send it to Belle at belleofspree.com, and I would love to include your work.
Awesome.
Yay!
Christine, anything, or should we move on? Did Christina walk away too? I don't see her little
She ran
happy
off
face.
with Chris.
Uh-oh. Hi. All right, then let's move on to Miss Cheryl. Miss Cheryl, do you
Cool,
have a
Patty.
question? Want to come on mic with us? Oh no, we can't hear you, Miss Christina. I
Oh,
can't see you either. I've lost your picture is the only thing showing. Mm. Cheryl, let's get back to you real quick. Because we've only got about another, 12 minutes. And then we're going to let Miss Belle get out of here. She's still healing. So we promised only an hour. That's pretty much what we do our shows on anyway, about an hour. So, Cheryl, are you there? I can't hear you if you're talking, Cheryl. You might be muted.
Can you guys hear me?
I don't see a mic showing there by Cheryl at all.
Can
No,
you guys hear me?
yes, Miss Christina, I hear you.
Okay, good.
I know,
Welcome
right?
back.
Well, Cheryl's not responding in the chat room either, so I don't know if she walked away. If that's the case, we'll move on to Miss Rebecca.
I had a oh well.
Oh, no, if you have something, go ahead.
The song had some meaning. There was a reason for the song.
Yeah?
And Dolly Parton and Ferlin Husky wrote the songs, or Ferlin Husky wrote it and sang it. Dolly Parton sang it. YouTube it and listen to the words to the song. There was significance behind it. They wanted me to let you know that. So that's it.
Oh, there you go, Serena. More significance. I'm telling you, that song just kept going in my head, and I could just see the doves. I'm like, okay, I'll say it. Miss Belle will finish, and then I'll say it. So there you go. All right, so and we missed Miss Chris. I'm not sure what happened to her. And then Cheryl's not responding either. So let's move on to Miss Rebecca. We've only got about 10 more minutes to go. So, Rebecca, do you have any kind of questions for us?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Hi.
My husband is retiring in October 16, and we already got a contract on our house. So we need to move out of our house in January, and I've been looking at properties. But we've also talked about moving out of state. What do you see, or what do I need to know about this move?
Well, the first thing that comes in for me is they're calling spiritual.
The spirit.
Yeah. The first thing that came through for me is that you guys, this change of pace, this change around you has been long awaited, and I mean like 3 to 4 years ago, long awaited, where you've talked about it, you've entertained it, and you came up with the excuses and so on and so forth. And the good thing is that hubby is really in no way ready to be retired, which means he's not going to, sit on the couch with his hand down his pants and just veg. This is a guy who really does like to be active, okay? Maybe not necessarily the job, but he does like to be active. So that's a good thing for you. So to answer that question about moving to a new location, or you said out of state, I think it was. My answer to that is yes. I think that you guys are ready for that.
So you don't see us staying in the same state but a different house?
I'm just, maybe it's not the same state as much as it's not the same town. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Because it feels to me like you're wanting to be closer to someone, or closer, I don't know if this is a family, children or what have you, but like you're wanting to be a little closer in to someone or to something.
Yes. My daughter on the West Coast.
Right.
Oregon. I bet it's Oregon.
Yeah, but it's just definitely, I see that change. And where are you living at now?
Maryland.
Yeah. See, I just feel like that's the change of pace that you're looking for. And this change is going to put you work or closer to a family member. So to move from Maryland across country, amen, do it because that's what you're needing to do.
Well, that's good. Thank you. We also have a son who's getting ready to. His wife is having a daughter.
Hmm.
They're having a daughter and they're here in DC, so
Uh-uh.
not that far. So it's kind of hard, Where do we go? Maybe
I
kids.
know. Talk about a split, split heart. Um, don't take this wrong, but I feel as though your son is quite independent, so to speak. He's got his life and they're busy and they're doing their thing. But your daughter seems to be more needing of you. Do you understand what I mean by that? And it's not a
Yes.
bad thing, but it's like your son is like, "Oh, mom, don't worry about me. Go ahead, go on. I don't care." Because he's more independent minded than say your daughter is. Your daughter needs you. And not that she's dramatic or anything like that, but she's a mama's girl.
That's so true.
Mhm.
Gee, thank
Yeah.
you.
And he's very okay with you going.
That's good to know too, because I feel a little guilty about that. So
Yeah. I just went white screened. I guess maybe I didn't move my mouse in a while or something. Windows 10, don't do it.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh God, no.
I
Yeah.
gotta ask Rebecca, are you thinking of Oregon?
no, we weren't because of the taxes,
Yeah.
but we had thought about Washington State.
Okay. Is your daughter in Oregon?
No, she's in California, in
California.
San
In
Francisco.
California? Okay. What part of California, can I ask? I feel woodsy, mountainy.
Well, she's in Muir Beach, which is north of San Francisco.
Yeah, it's I know where that's at, and it is mountainy.
Yeah,
So
it
you're
is.
closer to the Oregon border. Okay, but you looked into, because I get a Rose in Oregon, and I know there's a town called Roseville on the border of Oregon and California.
Huh.
So I was just curious um, if that was a possibility, but you said because of taxes, and I've heard that before, so I'm not surprised. But Northern California is beautiful, and I think you will be there. I agree with Belle. You need to be with your daughter, but it is going to be kind of a woodsy, mountainy, cabiny kind of feel to wherever it is you're going to be going.
Rustic. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Well, there it is. How come Chrome just opened up? Just all of a sudden I had a black screen or a white screen, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized it's Chrome that just started on its own.
Oh, that's weird.
Wow.
Get that spirit out of there.
Exercise the demons.
I'm running.
All right. Sorry about that.
So there you go, Rebecca. One more quick thing, if I can say, is that your husband having some blood pressure issues or issues with anything with his blood.
He does have high blood pressure.
They're just wanting him to keep it monitored a little closer. I think he's a little stressed about some things going on right now. Could be the move, could be the retirement. I'm not sure. So they're just saying it's not life-threatening. It's not like he's going to keel over dead or anything like that, but just kind of keep an eye on it so it doesn't, elevate and get more pesky for him, because you guys just not going to have time to be messing with it. So if you have a blood pressure cuff, they're wanting you to kind of monitor it a little closer. He may have to up some medication that he's on.
He's such a perfectionist.
Okay.
That's his problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no. See, Miles for the bone spurs and the blood pressure. Okay. Herbalhealer.com.
Try to get her husband to take it, though. I got a
Yeah,
feeling
he
he's not
will.
all
He
about
will.
that.
No, it's for his bone spurs, so they won't grow back, and it'll replace the red blood cells. His heart will be good. He'll take it, and it'll help his sex drive. He'll take it.
I'll get him on it.
Use the sex part because that always gets him. It'll help his sex drive. You'll love it.
I'll let him know.
He'll want to take it. He'll be like, "Really? Can I take like 3, 4 a day?" No. One a day, one a day. Even though the directions say 2, one a day, one a day.
Belle's like, wait a minute, I might get my husband on this.
Yeah, rock with my world.
Everybody needs to rock the world.
Oh,
But yeah, but no, that stuff is just a miracle. I mean, if I wouldn't be walking today, I got to tell you. I was misdiagnosed by Western medicine for 11 years, and then finally had surgery. And then my only hope was to repeat that surgery as often as necessary. Yeah, and no, and so my osteo came into my life, and I'm walking today still, and don't have the issues with the bone support because of it.
You need to
So
go work for that company.
well, again, it's a little mom and pop business too. So that small business, herbalhealer.com, is independently owned and operated.
Was that herbalhealing.com?
Herbal Healer, yeah, HEALER, healer.com.
And is that MYSTAYO?
It's let me just spell it into the chat room right here. It's MYST, myosteo, myosteo. Yes, herbalhealer.com. Myosteo, and it's good for bone spurs. It dissolves bone spurs anywhere. I mean, I took it for my back, but it dissolved the bone spur in my foot. I had one in my toe that I had there for a good 15 years.
Wow.
I had one too. Yep.
Interesting.
Amazing stuff. And you don't have to have surgery, because it dissolves bone spurs and it replaces the red blood cells. So it's actually good for your blood pressure as well and your circulation of your heart.
And no side effects. That's what I like about it.
No, none. No side effects.
Do you notice that these commercials on TV?
Oh my God, I'm so glad they have to list that because it may cause death.
Yeah.
I'm
Liver
sorry.
damage. You can't live without your liver. Liver damage. Kidney failure. Might cause your heart to stop beating, but it's a great product, and be sure you to a prescription. What? Oh, I hear that, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
I don't want that.
Then never mind. I'll just deal with the headache. Okay. It's okay.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I mean it's like the
what you're hurting from or what your ailment is doesn't seem quite so bad anymore.
Exactly. I was going to say the cause is worse than the actual thing you're going through. I mean, rather the cure is worse than the cause. That's the
yeah.
That's the
And you're
I was
right.
looking for.
No, you're right, Solana. It's I'm glad that they are putting those side effects out there on their commercials, but they say it so fast you can't catch everything.
Yeah, it is.
No, I only hear those ones especially may cause death, internal bleeding, anal bleeding. I'm like, really?
Anal bleeding.
Oh, no.
Or anal leakage.
Or anal leakage. Yeah, we don't need no anal leakage. We don't need
anal, guys. For those of you that don't know, anal is your asshole. Okay.
Yes, it is your asshole, and we don't want nothing coming out of that but poo poo. Okay.
I love you guys. Welcome to internet radio, guys.
I have to tell you, I was at my grandson's house the other day, my little 3-year-old, and Nana had to poot. The kids call it pooting, and Nana had to poot, and so I did, and it didn't stink. But I turned around, and there's my little 3-year-old right behind me, going, and I laughed so hard. My 7-year-old grandson says, "Nana, are you crying?"
Oh my God. You need some potpourri. Poo be gone.
Yeah, poo be gone is amazing.
Potpourri. Potpourri.com. Check it out.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I'm going to push that. Potpourri is amazing. Solana was here for a month and never smelt our poop.
And they've got the cutest little commercials too because it's all about the proper ladies,
but you know what? In England and overseas, in England and the UK, they don't have that uppity, snooty attitude about a fart or your stinky poop. They just create poopery. They're funny like that. They don't like Beano. Beano.
Exactly. Don't be discouraged. Yeah. Cover it up.
Get Beano. Have those embarrassing moments. That's their commercials. I mean, seriously.
Hey, they have naked weather, ladies. I mean, come on. You know, the
Yeah.
naked news. Have you ever seen that? The naked news?
No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
topless, topless, topless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, things that we are, should
Not in this
just
house.
laugh about and just be fun with. Yeah, I know. Don't be so serious. Life
Yeah,
isn't about
lighten
just
up.
being
And
serious.
that's
Lighten
the
up.
biggest message that Spirit has ever had for people,
Mhm.
is to lighten up, enjoy life, laugh.
Yeah.
When did we
Yes.
forget to enjoy the
Oh,
small stuff?
I mean, my
Yeah.
God, the biggest thing to take negativity away is laughter.
You
Tell a
bet.
joke. Be
Laughter.
funny. Keep it going. Definitely.
You're
All
too
right, Laser,
right.
we're going to let you go. And if you guys want to stick around for a little bit, we have a little after party. And we'll just sit here and
Oh,
talk for a little
party
bit
already
about some
started.
more poopery. I know, right? But we're going to go ahead and stop broadcasting. So for those of you that are watching us live on YouTube, we appreciate you for coming in and hanging out with us. And please come back next Wednesday, Sunday for Comment Talk. And definitely like us. We want to be liked by you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like us. Like me.
I want to be loved by you, just
by
you,
you.
and nobody else but
Else
you.
but you.
I
Please.
want to be loved by you alone.
Boop, boop, beep.
Uh,
Oh, Belle.
Definitely like us, comment, share us, even. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Share
yeah.
us.
I love drugs.
You can share me anytime.
Don't be telling Gina that. She'll be over in Montana really quick.
Oh,
Um,
She's gonna be sharing both of us.
that's right.
oh, goodness.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us. Please do come in and please go over on Facebook and like us over there too, so you can get the link to come in and join us live in our Google Hangout.
And thanks,
So
guys, for having me on the show. How
I was
fun.
just going to say, and thank you, Miss Belle, for coming on and
I
talking with us.
know. Belle, I love ya.
And share
And
my
Patricia
heart.
Hill,
No,
Yes,
Rebecca, Levitt, Serena, Mayo.
the chat room is amazing. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
yes, thank you all for joining us in here. We appreciate it.
Chris.
Paranormal, what is it? Paranormal something? Paranormal Psychic Network on Facebook.
Paranormal something.
Yeah, Paranormal something. Google it.
We've only been there for 3 years, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Just Google it, Paranormal something, and we will come up. You'll see my picture. Paranormal something. We don't know what it is, but paranormal something.
Thank you guys for coming to Paranormal Psychic Network. We
That's
appreciate you
it.
guys very much.
Yes. Thank you. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Be sure and come back and join us. Like us, comment, and share.
Doot, doot, doot.